take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
I had to work. This kid would pick up his two little sisters, make sure that they eat, make sure that their homework was done. If I had to stay late, he'd make sure they took a bath and put them to sleep. And then he changed.
So what's good, homies?
So today we got a real heart-wrenching video from Dr. BOA, Book of Alpha Romney. You know, shout out to the doc. He's been doing a lot. He's been opening a lot of eyes. You know, he's opened my eyes to a lot of the BS that's going on. But this video that he has made here, it's real heart-wrenching, you know. But let's get into it and see what it's about.
Man, Dr. BOA, you know, we talk a lot about how boys who were raised by single mothers without the influence of any masculinity always turn out to be emotional wrecks, and they never fully embrace what it means to be a man. There's a recent video circulating of Vivica Fox from a few years ago, and it's her and about 4 or 5 other wall bangers. And there's this woman on there with her son. The son is now, you know, a young adult. And this kid is in an emotional state that can only be attributed to the fact that his mother willingly made him her son husband when he was young. You can go anywhere to get the lies, but I know you came here to get the truth. She says herself that while she had to work, this kid took care of his siblings. He helped them with homework. He got them home from school. If she had to work late, he made sure that they had a bath. He made sure that they got up for school, made sure they had breakfast when they got up. He's a young man now.
And you know what? Unfortunately, this is the sickness of single motherhood. This is what strong and independent does. They don't need no man, but they throw all the responsibilities on the oldest child. It doesn't matter the age of the child. They make that oldest child become, so to say, the second spouse in the home, you know? And unfortunately, a lot of parents don't see how detrimental this is to the mental health of these kids, you know. I've seen this happen multiple times coming up, family members, friends. I've seen it, right? These women that will say, you know, I'm strong and independent, but the reality is they aren't. They put a lot of the pressure on the oldest kid that they have to do things that another parent would do if they were in the home. Anyways, let's hear what Dr. BOA has to say about it.
So we're talking about when he was a kid.
Is desperate for her son, Ty, to get his life together. He has no job and no goals. Lavinia, what was Ty like as a child?
I'm a single parent. I had to work. This kid would pick up his two little sisters, make sure that they eat, make sure that their homework was done. If I had to stay late, he'd make sure they took a bath and put them to sleep. And then he changed.
Ty, you're getting really emotional right.
So, you see, everything she just explained is what another parent should be doing. If there was a father in the home, this child wouldn't have to do this. If there was a father in the home, he won't have to pick his sisters up from school, feed his sisters, give them showers or baths, and put them to bed. He won't have to do all of that. And the reality is, this is not the duty of a child. This is not the duty of children. So for this grown woman to sit up here and say, he has changed, he doesn't do these things anymore, it's like a slap in the face. You're talking about a child here. Let's get back into the video.
So am I, because
Yeah, I did
I
change,
know
and I'm
what-
still that kid. I'm still that kid.
I haven't
told
seen
her
him in
that.
10
I'm still that
years.
kid. I'm still that kid. I'm tired. I'm depressed. I'm tired.
You know, okay.
I'm tired. I'm just tired. I'm hurt. I've been through stuff in my life.
Because
No, that's
so-
personal. No, it don't even matter about none of that.
It does matter.
No, listen, it does. It does. But I'm tired. Like I said, I'm depressed. I have personal things going on. Sometimes that
Tell us
stops
what those
somebody.
personal things
that
are.
can stop people. Me being
what
depressed.
are
like
those
me.
personal things you're going through?
Like-
Stop yelling about them and tell us about it.
All right, like my personal stuff. Like I never really had friends, and then when I got around friends, I basically always did exactly. I always had to like. It's like I feel like yeah, you gave me everything, but you kind of gave me too much. But because you gave me too much, my friends were jealous of me. I always had fake friends around me. So that's what I'm saying. It's cool that you did that, but you also got to understand what that brings, what that attracts. You got to.
And another thing that single parents do, and they do it in a sense of, okay, I'm gonna compensate, or I'm gonna give you some hush hush, right? She knows as a mother she shouldn't be putting all this pressure on this young man, right? So what does she do? She does what a kid would want, right? You want a kid to shut up and be quiet? You buy a new toy. Oh, look what I have for you. So the kid is gonna be happy, right? So all this pressure she's putting on him, but she's also buying him nice things, you know, so to say, to compensate him. But at the end of the day, he's a kid. And obviously, as he got older, he understood what was happening, right? Shiny toys don't excite kids as they get older. And that's what's happening. As he got older, he understood that those things meant nothing to him. Let's get back into the video.
Feel me on that.
Ty.
That's what I'm saying.
That, you got some twisted logic
Yes.
going on here. That's some
Nah,
twisted
man, like I'm
logic.
just
You're
saying,
telling
I'm
us
just
that
saying
you-
it's mental things that can mess with
Okay,
it's
but
mental
Ty,
things that bothers me in the
you're telling
physical
us that
world.
you're depressed.
I don't have motivation. How can I have motivation? Yes, how can I have my motivation when everything's handed to me?
Right, so you're telling us that you're depressed.
Yeah, I'm depressed. I'm always depressed. I'm in a dark spot. I know I'm in a dark spot, and I've
you
been
in a
there for
dark
a
spot?
long time.
But Ty, that's still no reason that if you feel that in your dark place, to take that out on your mother.
That's my best friend, yo.
And you see, this is the problem with black women today. After everything this young man just said, just explained, here goes Vivica Fox sticking on the mother side. Not once said, this is too much for a child to be doing. She never once stuck up for this kid. This is the problem with black women today. And it's a shame. It's a shame that it's coming from our community, that this is the mentality of the women who are actually raising kids, who are actually raising young men, to be exact. You can hear in this kid's voice he's broken. You can hear that this kid has much more going on than he's telling them. They're asking him, okay, tell us what are the issues? Tell us what are the issues. He's not gonna tell them everything. He's broken. He's not gonna tell them everything. He's gonna tell them what he wants to tell them, but you can hear in his voice he has much more than that going on. Let's get back into the video.
best
Do you
friend. I
listen,
can't even talk
and you
to
know,
my mom.
Okay,
bro.
hold up. So has he had a problem with alcohol?
He has a problem with alcohol. He's an alcoholic.
Ty, when did you start drinking? How old are you?
Probably 13.
13. Okay.
Probably
That's
13.
Very early.
She be drinking with me. She put me on.
I put you on at
She
13?
put me on.
You're
Yeah.
a liar.
Lavinia, how much is he drinking?
He drinks 5.
See, I don't doubt that one bit. I don't doubt that one bit. I had friends in high school who were smoking with their parents, smoking and drinking with their parents. And it's been like that before I met them. And in high school, they told me, yeah, I smoke and I drink with my moms or my pops, you know. And unfortunately, this is a thing in the community. So him saying, you put me on at the age of 13, she doesn't want to take that responsibility. Accountability is like kryptonite to women. She doesn't want to take that accountability. So now she's trying to make it seem like she didn't do anything. But this young man isn't telling a lie, man. This is hard facts, the hard cold truth is hitting her, and she's trying to deny it now. Let's get into it.
5 to 6 bottles, and the bottles is like this, like the 40
Oh,
ounces.
he's checking some 40 ounces?
Yeah,
The
we
40
heard that
ounces.
Years ago, I was like 17,
The
19.
That's a lie. 5
Really?
and 6. I promise you, Vivica. 5 to 6.
I would throw up
a
now.
day.
I would throw up.
Love
If
it.
I tried that now, I would throw up now.
No.
If I tried that now,
That's a
I'm
long
telling
list.
you.
That's binge drinking.
Let me tell
5
you
to 6
something.
drinks
Y'all
binge
build that
drinking.
y'all have. He's only been here a day and a half.
Right.
So tell us, you stayed at a hotel that the show put you up in, and you ran up almost a $200 bar bill.
I want you fellas to notice something here. This young man just explained that as an early teen, his mother put him on to drinking. Look how quick the tide shift. No one there questioned the mother on why she did that. Okay, let's give her the benefit of the doubt. He wasn't 13. Let's say he was 16, 17. No one questioned the mother. Why would you put him on to drinking, knowing that this could be detrimental to his future, knowing that he can become an alcoholic? Why no one questioned the mother? Look how quick the tide shifted. Let's get back into the video.
Here, let's talk about it. 1 bottle of whiskey, $60. 1 bottle of premium tequila, $71.18. 1 bottle of regular tequila, $17.52. We got some beer, a couple soft drinks, and an
Hi,
orange juice.
I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
You did this yesterday.
Yes, ma'am.
Why would you think that's okay?
I didn't. I wasn't thinking.
You just did it.
I wasn't thinking.
But did
I
you
saw it.
drink all
I
that
saw it. I
by
saw
yourself?
it. No, I had friends with me.
On our tab, you know, Vivica, I want to say, I don't feel anything. This is all something that, as an alcoholic, I'm very familiar with. It's the woe is me story, the oh, I'm so sorry, well, feel sorry for me because I was deprived of this, that, and the other thing, and I was raised really well, just like this kid was. This is all, I don't feel any emotion toward him right now.
Why?
Because it's all a game. It's all his
For him
MO.
to get his way?
His MO. His manipulation of his...
You see? And that's the sad part. That's the sad part. You can see that this young man is broken. And this is all she has to say for it. That it's attention seeking. This young man is broken. He needs help.
Cry. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm never going to drink again. I'm never going to drive drunk.
A woman will use whoever she has to use in order to navigate her tough times. That's why I tell you men all the time, never, ever believe that it is your job to bail a woman out of the consequences that her decisions have put her in.
Right? And just to add on to what Dr. BOA is saying, as men, we tend to always want to do these things. Your mom, your sister, your girl, your wife, they put themselves in these situations and expect for a man to bail them out. And unfortunately, a lot of men do that. And they don't just do it and that's it. They do it at a cost. They're putting themselves at risk. You know, this young man, he was forced into such a situation, right? He had to bail his mother out of the nonsense, right? The single parenthood. And look what it has done. It's at the cost of his mental health. Many times men put themselves in situations where they're bailing women out of the mess that they've created, and it's always a detriment to their self. Let's get back into the video.
Because if she'll do this to her son, what the hell you think she'll do to you?
Yep.
Now, when you hear this young man talk, you have to understand that this is a young man who is in a state that no man should ever be in. He doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know if he's a man or a woman. Why? Because he feels like a man, he looks like a man, but his mama raised him to be a woman. What young man should be caring for his siblings like that? Do you know what this has turned him into? The same thing it turned James Baldwin into. Whatever you were born as is what you're meant to be. It's a travesty for a woman to have a young man in a situation where he has to try to be the mother and father of his siblings when he is still a child himself.
Exactly.
Rob this boy of his childhood. If you knew the importance of childhood, then you will understand that the best space for a child to be is in a child's place. We live in a society today where there is no child's place. A child could be in an adult's place. And adults are he, and ha, and thinking it's funny. So when you see a young man like this, or a young man, an older man like James Baldwin, who used to be this young man, you mean to tell me you think this is the way a man is supposed to be? You mean to tell me you believe that this is how a man is supposed to live his life? Do you mean to tell me that it's okay for this young boy who just said his mama started him drinking at 13 and she was drinking with him? Now she turns around in front of all of these post-wall scallywags and say, well, he's an alcoholic. He's an alcoholic. When she got him started. And then you hear this plumpy chick over here talking about he's using it as a scapegoat, he's using it as an excuse because she did that. Woman, you look like you're about 72 years old. Yeah, at a certain point in life, you have to overcome your excuses and overcome the consequences and repercussions that your life has put you through because of your decision and man up. But this is still a kid. He never had the opportunity to grow up. And so for Vivica to come
So
out,
just to add to that, you know, this kid is still stuck in that mentality of a child. You know, he hasn't grown mentally. You know, he hasn't bonded with friends. You know, so he really don't know what it is to be a kid. So he's stuck in that 13-year-old mindset. You know, he's like frozen in time. And that's just unfortunate. And it's sad that none of these women can point that out. They're not seeing that. Let's get back into the video.
say that, well, that's from 4 or 5 years ago. Bro, you were the same 4 or 5 years ago you are now. You old. You don't change that much when you get old. Y'all had better start looking out here, man, and understand that it's our job as men to protect young men from the dangers of being affected by a life filled with female leadership. Because a female can't lead you nowhere but straight to hell. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You're going there. Hell in life, and if there's a hell after life, you're going to go there too. It is not meant for a man to be led by a woman, even your mama.
Yep.
That's why if you're a man, you look like your daddy. Understand this, fellas. You cannot allow yourself to believe it's okay to be whatever you are when you didn't have a man in your life. Because you're only, at the very most, half the man you should be. And for the most part, about a quarter of that. So there's about 3/4 of your being left to be as feminine as your single mama can make you. It is the job of the single mother to make sure she does everything in her power to put her son in his dad's life, to put her son in her dad's life, to put her son in some man's life.
But unfortunately, these single mothers don't. Why? Because they have this mentality of, I'm strong and independent. But now look, we have a generation of weak men because of strong and independent women. And it's sad. Get into it.
And not some nigga you just meet come into your life on down the line. Somebody who that boy has known throughout his life. And you men, it don't matter if you don't like the woman no more. You made the child. Be active in the child life. I don't care what you got going on. I don't care where you at. I don't care what you're doing. Whatever you're doing, part of that time has to be set aside to be the father that you signed up for when you left your kids at the club with that woman. Stop being a sucker. Because if you're a sucker, all you're doing is creating more suckers. And I promise you, look around. The world is full of suckers. We don't need no more. And to you, Miss Vivica Fox, get somewhere, sit down, shut up sometimes. Times pass you by. Your
Music licensing reimagined.
Enjoy your old lady life right now. Go play some Pokino or some bingo or something.